Today is September 6th, it's Tuesday, and this is the lesson of the day for 6th grade. Alright, so class started off with a few different announcements. Okay, I'm still missing 11 different discussions for the Ravine Discussion 2, so that needs to be done. If your name is on that list, I need you to finish it. Okay? Next, make sure you're bringing the Weston game to class on Monday. We're not going to have time to do it this week, but next week on Monday is when I'll be doing the Weston game again. There will be a homework assignment attached to it, so make sure you have a copy of it. If not, you need to email me and let me know. There's no discussion for this week. You have the week off. It was an extended weekend. I wanted you to have some fun. So, the next discussion will be on Friday. Make sure you are ready for it, okay? And you have 3 weeks until your AR tests are due, so please make sure you are continuing to read. Now, today's Kaya looked like this. Had 2 different words, okay? This is the corrected version of it. Now, if you use context clues for Maine, obviously you see her and auburn hair, so we can obviously tell it's long and thick hair. You might also remember that from certain animals they have in Maine. Portal. Can't open a classroom portal. That one's a pretty easy one, okay? Portal in this case means a doorway or passageway. Alright, so that's the Kaya. Make sure that you are getting caught up with that. Remember, if you miss a day on Kaya, you are still responsible for it. Alright, so that was the bell work. The classwork today, basically, on page 37 in the hardback books, which you have a digital copy of, it says, "Life doesn't frighten me anyway." I want you to reread that poem. Okay, in class I read it to you a couple times. I want you to reread it on your own. So at this time, you're going to create a T-chart on the sheet of paper. You can handwrite it, or you can type it. Up to you. You're going to fill it with the following examples from the poem, though. There's 6 different categories. Okay? Each category has the name, and then in parentheses it says, "A hint from me." So I'll go through each one real quick. Character traits. What is the narrator like? So if you remember in class last week, we talked about how the narrator or the speaker can be different from the author. The author wrote the whole thing, but the author is not always the speaker. The speaker or the narrator is the one who's telling the story. And if you recall, we talked about how the fears of the child, the fears in the poem are very childish. So, tell me some character traits about the narrator. What are they like? What are some descriptive words you could use? Metaphors. Which passages are not real? Metaphors are, well, they're just that. They're literally a passage that compares 2 things directly. Give me an example. Couplets. They're 2 lines of poetry in a row that rhyme. Find me an example there. Stanza is a poem paragraph. Simply write one of these stanzas that you see in the poem. Tone. Tell me how the author feels about fear. This one's pretty simple. You have to basically tell me what is the author's point of view on the topic of fear. Okay, that's the tone. Kind of like tone of voice. How would their tone of voice be? Okay, for the speaker. And theme. This goes with the author or the speaker as well. Okay, what does the author want you to remember? That's the theme. Remember, a theme has to be in a complete sentence. Alright, so that was the lesson for today.